Ujian Promosi Doktor Pendidikan Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Negeri Semarang Selasa 30 Mei 2023 atas nama Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd dimulai. Ketua penguji dan tim penguji memasuki ruang ujian. Hadirin dimohon berdiri. Hadirin dipersilakan duduk kembali.
Ujian promosi doktor pendidikan dibuka. Sekretaris penguji melaporkan kepada ketua penguji bahwa ujian promosi doktor pendidikan atas nama Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd siap dimulai.
Bapak Rektor,
Pada Sekretaris Penguji dipersilakan.
Baik, monggo Prof. Ian bisa memperkenalkan dulu para Dewan Penguji.
Ya.
Dipersilakan kepada Profesor Dr. Yanuarius Mujianto untuk memperkenalkan semua penguji.
Bapak Rektor, yang dalam hal ini diwakili oleh Bapak Direktur Pasca Sarjana yang cendekia, Bapak Ibu para penguji yang sangat terpelajar, para tamu undangan yang terhormat, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dengan mengucap syukur Alhamdulillah pada hari ini Selasa 30 Mei 2023, program studi ilmu pendidikan bahasa pasca sarjana Universitas Negeri Semarang mengajukan Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd untuk dapat diujikan disertasinya yang berjudul The Application of Imaginative Recreation Technique through Blended Learning to Motivate Students to Write Creative Responses to Short Stories in the English Prose Appreciation Course. Saya laporkan kepada Bapak Rektor bahwa promovendus telah menyelesaikan semua perkuliahan serta telah menjalani beberapa tahapan pengujian disertasi sebelumnya di pasca sarjana UNES dan memiliki 1 artikel terindeks Scopus Q2 sehingga memenuhi syarat untuk ujian disertasi ini. Oleh sebab itu, saya mohon Bapak Rektor selaku Ketua Penguji untuk membuka dan sekaligus memimpin ujian disertasi secara resmi. Akhirul kalam, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik, terima kasih Prof. Yan Mujianto selaku Kaprodi dan setelah membacakan, melaporkan tentang ujian promosi doktor pada pagi hari ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang saya hormati Bapak Ibu para penguji yang sangat terpelajar, para tamu undangan yang terhormat, serta promovendus Saudara Muhammad Rifqi, SS M.Pd yang saya banggakan. Sebelumnya mohon maaf karena ada keterlambatan, karena perjalanan di Jakarta dalam tugas mendampingi Pak Rektor dalam kegiatan MBA dari berbagai perguruan tinggi di Indonesia. Yaitu izin, apakah saya diizinkan untuk mewakili Pak Rektor ya, Saudara Muhammad Rifqi untuk membuka acara ini. Bersedia Mas Rifqi?
Bersedia Pak Rektor.
Ya, baik, saya wakili ya sebagai Direktur Pasca Sarjana mewakili untuk membuka ujian ini. Sebelum ujian dibuka, saya ingin bertanya kepada Saudara promovendus, Saudara Muhammad Rifqi, SS M.Pd. Judul penelitian Anda apa?
Maaf Pak Ketua.
Ya.
Iya betul. Penelitian hasil karya saya.
Bukan. Judul penelitian Saudara apa? Judulnya?
Ya, maaf Pak Rektor, Pak Der. The applications of imaginative recreation technique through blended learning to motivate students to write creative responses to short stories in the English Prose Appreciation course. Demikian
Ya,
Pak Rektor.
Baik. Sebagaimana dilaporkan tadi, Saudara sudah memenuhi semua persyaratan dan tahapan-tahapan akademik sehingga sampai kepada proses ujian terbuka atau ujian promosi doktor pada hari ini ya. Apakah Saudara dalam keadaan sehat?
Alhamdulillah sehat.
Alhamdulillah sehat. Apakah benar karya ilmiah yang tadi judulnya sudah Anda bacakan adalah karya ilmiah Saudara sendiri?
Benar Pak. Ini adalah karya asli saya sendiri yang saya tulis sendiri.
Baik, silahkan Saudara baca dan tanda-tangani surat pernyataan keaslian karya ilmiah Saudara.
Baik. Pernyataan keaslian. Dengan ini saya nama Muhammad Rifqi, nomor induk mahasiswa 0201617021. Program studi Ilmu Pendidikan Bahasa Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Negeri Semarang menyatakan bahwa yang tertulis dalam disertasi yang berjudul The Applications of Imaginative Recreation Technique Through Blended Learning to Motivate Students to Write, Creating a Creative Response to Short Stories in the English Prose Appreciation Course, ini adalah benar-benar karya saya sendiri, bukan jiplakan, dari karya orang lain atau pengutipan dengan cara-cara yang tidak sesuai dengan etika keilmuan yang berlaku, baik sebagian atau seluruhnya. Pendapat atau temuan orang lain yang terdapat dalam disertasi ini dikutip atau dirujuk berdasarkan kode etik ilmiah. Atas pernyataan ini, saya secara pribadi siap menanggung resiko ataupun sanksi hukum yang dijatuhkan apabila ditemukan adanya pelanggaran terhadap etika keilmuan dalam karya ini. Semarang, 30 Mei 2023, saya yang membuat pernyataan Muhammad Rifqi akan saya tanda tangani di atas surat pernyataan yang bermaterai 10.000. Saya tunjukkan dulu yang masih kosong.
Ya.
Demikian.
Ya, baik, sah ya.
Terima kasih.
Ya. Apakah saudara sudah siap ikut ujian?
Insya Allah siap.
Ya, baik. Saya akan membuka, izin saya membuka ujian ini dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ujian promosi Doktor Pendidikan Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd. Secara resmi saya nyatakan dibuka. Selanjutnya saya akan memperkenalkan tim penguji. Susunan tim penguji terdiri atas Ketua Profesor Dr. S. Martono, Rektor Teknik Semarang, Sekretaris Profesor Dr. Fatur Rahman M. Hum, anggota Profesor Dr. Suwandi M.Pd, penguji 1. Prof. Suwandi, matur nuwun dan mohon maaf saya dari jauh ini Prof secara daring ya. Ya. Kemudian penguji 2 Dr. Rahayu Puji Haryanti M. Hum. Bu
Oke,
Yayu,
Prof.
matur ya rawuhnya.
Oke, terima kasih, Prof.
Ya. Penguji ketiga Profesor Dr. Ida Surya M. Hum. Prof. Ida.
Assalamualaikum, siap Pak
Malam
Direktur.
ya.
Selamat
Matur ya,
bertugas.
Prof. Ida ya. Sudah rawuh untuk menguji. Selanjutnya penguji 4. Profesor Sri Wuli Fitriati M.Pd PhD. Prof. Wuli.
Oke, siap Bapak Direktur.
Ya, petunun ya, sarawuh ya.
Nuwun, nggih.
Penguji kelima, Profesor Dr. Rudi Hartono. Prof. Rudi. Selamat pagi,
Pak
siap.
Direktur.
Ya.
Siap, insya Allah. Terima kasih Pak
Ya,
Direktur.
Prof. Rudi ya, rawuhnya.
Yeah.
Dan penguji 6, sekaligus Kaprodi ya, dan promotor ini. Hari ini Prof. Ian mendapatkan banyak tugas ya untuk acara hari ini. Profesor Dr. Januarius Mujianto M. Hum. Prof. Ian, matur nuwun, siap ya?
Siap, Prof.
Ya, baik. Saudara Promovendus, silakan saudara berdoa terlebih dahulu. Sudah selesai?
Ya, belum. Bismillah.
Ya, baik. Doanya panjang nggak apa-apa, biar nilainya A.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Rabbi shrah
Amin.
li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmah wa hayyi lana min amrina rasyada. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Demikian Prof. Terima
Alhamdulillah,
kasih.
amin. Ya, semoga Allah mengabulkan semua doa yang tadi dipanjatkan ya. Berkah untuk Anda, berkah untuk yang hadir seluruhnya. Silakan Anda paparkan isi disertasi selama 15 menit ya.
Ya,
Silakan.
baik. Baik, Prof. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to present my presentation. Let me greet the Board of Examiners. Thank you. I'd like to extend my gratitude to all the boards of examiner, Mr. Chairperson, Professor Dr. S. Martono, the Secretary, Professor Dr. Fatur Rahman, M.Hum, the member of the Board of Examiner, Professor Dr. Ida Zulaiha M.Hum, the examiner, the first examiner, Professor Dr. Suwandi M.Pd. Thank you very much. And the next examiner, the second examiner, Ibu Dr. Rahayu Puji Haryanti M.Hum. Thank you. The next, Professor Sriwuli Fitriati M.Pd, PhD. Professor Dr. Rudi Hartono, M.Pd. And the last is my promoter, Professor Dr. Januarius Mujianto M.Hum. Let me start my presentation. The title of my research and also my dissertation is the applications of imaginative recreation technique through blended learning to motivate students to write creative responses to short stories in the English prose appreciation course. Let me explain the background or the case from which the research is derived or is initiated. Well, in literary teaching or in teaching English in general, there are the activities usually done by teachers in my institution is reading comprehension for the text, the literary text, and also the analysis of the literary text. But we have an important approach, an important theory usually applied in literary studies called reader response. Yeah, and this is the basic the idea or the initial idea before I start conducting this research. And the extensions of this theory, reader response theory or reader response approach, is using imaginative recreation technique. Imaginative recreation technique was initiated by Strata Leslie a long time ago in England. He was a teacher of the high school, using this technique to develop the students' creative writing. Well, what I did in my research is only in the short story, different from what Leslie or what Strata did at the time. Yeah, this is because it is related to the course, because I cannot deviate from the course. The course that I use is the appreciation. So we have to still related to this to the course. And so I had an idea at that time that why reading comprehension and also using the analysis of the literary text cannot be developed to the further skill to the students. And then I designed the research. I designed the research so that it's combined reading comprehension with the analysis, and also at the next level, the students will also produce the creative writing. So the productions, the end production or the final productions of the students is the creative writing in the form of short stories. Well, to strengthen this analysis, this research, I applied I'll find the novelty through the novelty analysis by using voice viewer, visual similarity viewer, and I combine this application by using the publish or Paris software. By using this software, I tried to find the keywords by using keyword English teaching, imaginative recreation, reader response, and literary text. And the scope of the references or the sources is from 2015 to 2021 for 7 years during the time span from 2015 to 2021 during 7 years. And the number of references, I set the number of references as I found the number of references as 903, including journal and proceedings, article and books. And after this, after finding this article, I then sorted the articles, the journals. 44 article I found that it is not relevant, and with a number of 854 metadata were relevant. And from this, the word found is 5,788. And the keyword, the occurrence of the keywords is at least 15 occurrence. And this process will produce or resulted in this figure, network visualization. It is the word imaginative recreation here. Here we can what I pointed out in this slide. It is small. What is the meaning of this? It is small because it is still rare. Yeah, it is still rare, and overlays is visualization. It means that it is based on the time. Yeah, based on the time, it is not too new. And then the last is imaginative recreation here, indicate through this. It means that the density, it means that the research is not dense. Yeah, the density is low. It is represented by the color. Okay, now this is I think literature review. I think I have explained it previously. What is different from the other research is because I applied blended learning in this. The research methodology, this is qualitative study, single case we're using the students at the Nusantara University. And the research subject is 45 students of third semester of English department students taking English prose. And there are some instruments to make the research objective. The research instruments such as observation, questionnaires, interview, students' diary, students' creative writing text, and also videotaping. And these are the findings. There are the findings. The research questions will be given by through these slides. I start from the research question the first research question about students' perceptions toward the applications of literary work, and what the finding is the index is very strong with 3.7. It indicates a strong attitude because the index, the maximum index is 4. And the second research question is student perception toward applying the imaginative recreation technique by the teacher, and it also has the strong. It indicates a strong attitude of the students, having 3.7 figure. And then students' perception toward the teachers in applying the imaginative recreation. It also has a strong attitude. So all the 5 research questions here indicate that students have strong, very strong, and average attitude. We go on to students' response to the short stories. The student had diverse reaction at the time. And the 7, how the students prepare for the writing imaginative recreation test is also very various to the based on the students' response. And the 8 is students' imaginative recreation text development. The students can create imaginative recreation by applying the story development in various ways. So they create various writing products. Well, now we go on to the conclusions. The study found that the students generally have positive attitude to the literary text and also to the creation of the writing. They had difficulty with familiarity and understanding text. And third, the students found the most students had moderate attitude toward their engagement in the learning process with the weak attitude towards class interaction. So it is something that is challenging. The study found that the students had strong attitude toward blended learning. Yeah, it is understandable because they the next generations or the generations, the Y generations or the X generation. Students have a strong attitude. Yeah. So the blended learning, students had mixed reaction to the 5 short stories at Studi that we used. And the study found that the students engage in various activities. Yeah, they are very creative in finding or in deciding their activities. And the last is the study found that the authors and students have similar levels of availability of the style. But there are, of course, we cannot similarize the students students writer with the professional writer. And there are some recommendations for my research that are divided into 5. For future research, it is recommended to the research and the future researchers to research the effectiveness of imaginative recreation technique for the language teachers to integrate in imaginative recreation technique to promote critical and creative thinking skill. And curriculum the developer probably to incorporate imaginative recreation technique in curriculum for literature and for textbook writer to develop more interesting material, yeah, by combining technique. And for education in Indonesia, I can recommend that it is a very good thing, imaginative recreation, to incorporate in the policy, education policy. And the last is the publication produced yielding from this research. There are three articles. The first one, Indonesian, published in the Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistics. Students' responses to the gift of the Maggie and to the ISET, the two articles published and presented in ISET. Thank you very much.
Baik, Saudara Purnomo Fedus sudah menyampaikan paparannya. I would like to say congratulations for you. I appreciate that this research topic is very interesting with novelty in writing theory. Many things can be learned from this study. Dan nanti para Dewan Penguji akan mendalami topik Anda ini yang sangat menarik. Karena itu saya persilakan saudara duduk terlebih dahulu. Ya, silakan boleh minum. Ya, dan selanjutnya saya persilakan Prof. Dr. Yan Mujianto untuk memandu jalannya ujian sidang hari ini. Dan saya izin melanjutkan acara Prof. Yan ya yang di Jakarta ini. Saya persilakan Prof. Untuk memandu jalannya sidang ujian hari ini. Ya.
Terima kasih Prof. Batur. Selamat melaksanakan tugas di Jakarta. Baik, saya kepemimpinan sidang ini saya ambil alih sebagai penguji pertama Profesor Dr. Suwandi M.Pd. Kami persilakan untuk mengajukan pertanyaan, menanyakan, mengklarifikasi, dan mungkin memberikan saran-saran. Prof. Wandi, silakan.
Baik, terima kasih. Pertama, saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Direktur yang sangat cendekia dan sangat terpelajar. Juga terima kasih kepada Prof. Yan atas kesempatan yang diberikan kepada saya untuk menyampaikan beberapa pertanyaan dan sanggahan kepada saudara penguji, saudara research. Let me and on your theoretical framework. Would you please open your presentation? Page 48. Get it? Okay. Well, in my opinion, before presenting the charge of your theoretical framework, you should present the relevant theories that underline your research and show how your research fits into the existing research. Or you may also start from your research problems or your research objectives. Yeah, and I think you lack of this information, so I would like to suggest you to add some more information or explanation on this part. Yeah, so you directly show the charge here without the theories. You know what I mean, Pak Rifqi?
Yes.
Okay, and you have to do it, yeah. So state some more explanation on the relevant theories that underline your research, especially in the
Thank you
theoretical.
very much, Prof.
Yeah.
Wandi.
Mm.
In the first box, I wrote blended learning is in the scope here. The blended learning within the is the different a different thing with the previous research. And in the frame of blended learning, in the frame of our blended learning, I studied the literary works, the use of literary works in ELT. Yeah, because this is something that generally used, probably wild world. Yeah, based on the source that I read or that I reviewed through, and there are still rare research in applying imaginative recreation text. It is in the frame of reader response theory, as I had explained, created or initiated by Starter Leslie in 1975. And
I know
also
it's okay. But please state here in this part, in your theoretical framework, yeah, some theories that you have already mentioned, maybe in the previous chapters or pages.
Yes.
Then add here.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
To make
So
it
I
clear,
should
yeah.
include the
theories.
with this frame,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
imaginative recreation.
Okay. Okay. My next question. Pak Rifqi, are you teaching literature on the English prose appreciation at the University of Udinos?
Yes,
Do you enjoy teaching literature?
enjoy in
Okay.
some part, but usually students having less motivation in studying poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, because they think that poetry is difficult.
All right.
It
Good.
is not easy to understand.
And what benefits do you get from conducting this research
Well,
in conjunction with your
thank you, Prof.
subject?
Wandi.
Mhm.
There are several benefits. Yeah, I found that the students, I usually expect the students probably whether the students can do something that I expect they can do, but to my surprise, the students can go beyond what I expect sometimes. Yeah, and this is something surprising for me as a teacher, and using this technique, imaginative recreation, I think they can explore more because the students don't only analyze the literary text, but also can create the literary text in their version. Of course, we cannot compare the professional writer with them. So what they did during this is very surprising to me, because it is the beginning of the process of creative writing, the creativity.
So you mean that this technique can enhance students' competence in writing?
Excuse me?
Do you mean that this technique that you apply in your teaching can enhance
Yes.
the writing competence of
Yes, because the product of the course of the lesson is the students' writing.
Okay. During the research, did you teach the students by yourself, or you just only observe other teachers?
No,
teach?
this is in fact this is my colleague, my colleague class, and I discussed with my colleague Ibu Rini. Yeah, he is here. She is here now. And I discussed my idea with her, and then she agreed with my idea and started to conduct this or to implement this technique.
Okay.
Usually the lessons were done by using only the analysis and ask the students to prepare for the discussion of the class discussion of they make or the analysis, they make the analysis on the text, literary text, and then they present in front of the class the idea of their analysis. Yes, stop and then stop there. Yeah, but I give something new to Miss Rini, Mrs. Rini, that we can do more to the students to create so that they they write their own literary text, and this is very interesting for the students because from the students' comment, I can know, I can study that they are very satisfied with their product, with their writing.
Okay. The title of your research is The Application of Imaginative Recreation Technique through Blended Learning to Motivate Students to Write Creative Responses to Short Stories.
Yes.
Yeah. In my mind, this title seems to be kind of experiment. Yeah, because you apply something. Yeah, and did you also try to know the effect of this technique in teaching writing?
I did not do the experiment, the pure experiment. Yeah, this is like
So what kind of research is it?
it is a case study.
Case study,
Yeah.
qualitative, yeah.
Qualitative.
Yeah, that's why I I'm confused a bit with your research design. If it is qualitative, the data mentioned in most tables are in the form of numerical data. What do you think?
Well, doing qualitative, I think, in my opinion, that it is not always unrelated to number, but yeah, we can do also the qualitative analysis by using the help of descriptive statistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering my questions.
My pleasure.
Terima kasih para supporter Prof. Prof. Jumian.
Terima kasih Prof. Suwandi.
Dan Prof. Arif.
Terima kasih Prof. Suwandi.
Yeah.
Penguji kedua Ibu Doktor Rahayu Puji Haryani MHU. Dipersilakan.
Okay, thank you very much. Terima kasih Bapak Ketua atas waktu yang diberikan kepada saya dan juga kesempatan ini. Izinkan saya memulai tugas saya. Well, Mr. Muhammad Rifqi, first of all, I'd like to again congratulate you for this success. Okay, this is really what is that achievement? Yeah, a great achievement of years of hard work. Yeah, how many years, if you can say? Yeah, okay. But this is what is that? A great achievement of years of hard work. I know that. Well, is that time flies, however. So I'm sure that you really enjoy the work. You enjoy the research. Okay, and what I notice here is that you made a very courageous proposition by suggesting, recommending here. Yeah, this is the proposition on page 4. Literary texts are not used only for the teaching of literature per se, but also for language learning. Yeah, and in this very debate of integrating literature in language teaching, this is a very brave, a very courageous statement. Yeah, there are pros and cons, and by doing this research in your writing here, you have taken your side, that you are one of the pros. And so, what are your arguments that you support integrating literature in the English teaching? Because people say that literature is one thing beyond the language teaching. Okay, so language teaching is language teaching, literature is another thing. What do you think?
Well, as I thank you very much, Ibu Dr. Rahayu. Well, I'd like to try to explain this, and as the resources or the references that I found, whether from using the article and also the abstracts, that literary text is very beneficial for that, because it is beside it is the authentic material, means that what authentic materials means here is that it is not the text or the materials that is not meant to study language. Yeah, it is ready-made text and created not for language learning. Yeah, but what can we find in the literary text is something natural. Yeah, for example, the language expressions. Yeah, it is not always the expressions like what we teach to the students. For example, we teach grammar to the students, but instead it is a very rich source to develop many or various skills of the language skills to the students, such as writing, reading and writing, as what I have conducted, and also speaking and listening. Why listening? Because now we can also find the audio book. Yeah, this is also based on the literary text, not only short story, but also various kinds of various genres of literature. And I think this is very rich, very yielding text or sources to use for the students, because we can develop various language skills to the students, not only reading.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Relating to that, one statement in your recommendation is that you suggest the curriculum developers to include literature in the English teaching. Okay, what is that? Giving further clarification, how would you, suggest that literature be inserted in the curriculum of the English teaching?
Well, based on the research and also the findings I got from from my research. Yeah, I think it is a good point. Yeah, it is a good point to ponder that this is something very good, very beneficial for us, for the curriculum developer to also to include this to the curriculum. Yeah, because as I also previously that this is very rich sources, and we can give, or we can show, or we can expose the students, the language learner, to many things of the language activities in the source or in the literary text.
Yeah. Okay, and also maybe in the use of literary texts, yeah, in the language teaching, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Well, you mentioned that some students, found difficulties, yeah, outside the class,
Yes.
in terms of the works that they have to read,
Yes.
that in their tasks. What I see here is that this is maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Is it because of the choice of the works that you gave in the research that almost all of them were written in 19th century, in the 19th century, like by Anton Chekhov, Guy de Maupassant, Hector Hugo, O. Henry. Yeah, not contemporary works. What is your reason?
Well, probably the first reason is because even though the students live in the 21st century, as we know that the basis of the literary work, is the classic work, and we have thousands, hundreds or probably thousands or millions wrote or written by the classic writer, such as what we have, we used. Well, this seems to be outdated, outdated to the 21st research. The students or the teachers still use the classic works that were written long time ago, probably three centuries ago. But I think this, as the literary, what literary texts contain the culture, the culture, and then the other atmosphere of the society. What is the history like? For example, here in French or in Russia. And I think this is a good side for us to expose or to introduce the students to other culture, even though they live in the 21st century, and we, at least probably they don't in out of the class, out of the classroom, they are not interested. But we force them to introduce them in the classroom, and we make them interesting. So based on what I found, that I found that many students interested, even though some students also are interested. From their comment.
Really? Yeah. They
But most of them are interested. And to my surprise, they can develop many very interesting stories. So students, I use 5 short story, and these students combine 5 short story into one. It's very interesting with the plot flow. The plot flow is very good.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. One last. We still have 1 minute. If you are supposed to produce one sentence covering or wrapping up your research, your findings, what sentence will you produce? Talking about your research in one sentence.
Imaginative recreation worth doing, worth considering by teachers to use in their teaching.
Thank you. Okay, so this is a kind of promotion. So students from English literary programs, please don't hesitate to come to UNES to study what is English education, and your knowledge will be very beneficial for the Indonesian education. Thank you. Congratulations, Pak Rifqi.
Thank you, Ibu Yayu.
Terima kasih Ibu Rahayu Puji Haryanto. Penguji berikutnya Profesor Doktor Ida Zulaiha, dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Prof. Yan. Yang saya hormati Bapak Direktur, Sekretaris Sidang yang saya hormati, para penguji yang sangat terpelajar, yang saya muliakan, dan hadirin semuanya yang hadir pada pagi hari ini yang saya muliakan, dan saudara promovendus yang saya banggakan. Congratulations on your examination.
Thank you.
The first, I want a question. In your research, number one, in conclusion, the study found the student generally has positive attitude toward literacy texts, but had difficulty understanding and being motivated to read them outside of the classroom. What do you mean? Please, explain about this. Conclusion number one.
This number one conclusion. The study found that the students generally had positive attitude toward literary texts with an overall index of 3.7, which supports previous research in the field. And then the study also found that students who are unfamiliar with reading literary texts, difficult to understand. It means that some students are familiar with reading literary texts outside the classroom, but some others are not familiar with that. And I think this is, in my opinion, this is the source of the difficulty, so that the students a bit discouraged to the learning. But the number of the students who are not interested or like this is not too many. Yeah, very small number.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Right, you understand. Okay, second question. In the study found the student had strong attitude toward blended learning, but also knowledge potential challenge such as accessibility issue, technical difficulties, and limited opportunity for direct interaction with teachers. What do you mean?
Sorry, Prof. Ida. Could you repeat or
Number
probably you
four,
can show me
conclusion number four.
conclusion number 4. Yeah, the 4 research questions, students' attitude toward their engagement with the lesson were moderate, with an overall index of 3.24. Yeah. Well, I think it is the relation between the first conclusion for the students who are not interested or who discourage using literary text for in reading, and of course it will impact. Yeah, it will affect the their engagement too. Yeah, then for some students, we can observe. Yeah, the teacher and me as the researcher also can observe for the students showing the indicator like this, that such as they keep silent in the classroom, and then they did not involve or actively involved in the discussion. So we try to encourage to ask guided questions to them, so that they can be active in the classroom discussion. That was
Okay. Okay, you're right. In your research, imaginative recreation technique through blended learning.
Yes.
I mean, imaginative recreation technique itu penting,
Yes.
tetapi pentingnya berada di dalam blended learning. Nah,
Yes.
namun di dalam konklusi penelitian saudara, seolah-olah imaginative recreation tekniknya itu hilang, lebur di dalam blended learning. Benarkah seperti itu? Bagaimana penjelasan saudara? Silakan.
I think that can be seen in the second research question and finding, and the importance of the blended, the importance of imaginative recreations. I try to find this, I try to find this through the students' opinion through survey, and in this case they have the strong attitude toward the technique, so they are enthusiastic using the when the teacher use the such technique.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is where I place the importance of blended learning. Sorry, the imaginative recreation.
Baik, untuk itu tolong saudara promosikan bagaimana keunggulan hasil penelitian yang telah saudara lakukan dalam implementasi imaginative recreation technique itu di dalam blended learning, sehingga dapat meningkatkan motivasi mahasiswa. Silakan.
Thank you. Well, using blended learning to the students is very interesting because it is a new thing for them, and then we can improve or we can increase the interaction interaction with the teacher-students interactions. And what is good from this is the students.
Bisa sambil ditunjukkan bagaimana teknik imaginative recreation-nya yang sudah digunakan.
Yeah, the students.
Ditampilkan.
Well, I think I missed the page. So what I did during the research is we give the students the text to read, and then we ask them to make the analysis of the literary works, and then at this case at this step or at this stage they do their skill for analysis and also later for the presentation. And after that, we ask them to respond to the literary work and start writing their creative writing. Yeah, I think this is what I call as imaginative recreation here. and combined with blended learning. So the frame through which we conducted this research is by using blended learning, the mixture between the conventional class and the online class, so they can interact to the teacher, and also they can interact to their peer students anytime, anywhere, regardless the place. Thank you very much, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Congratulations, success for you. Terima
Thank you
kasih,
very much,
Prof.
Prof.
Yan.
Ida.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Prof. Ida. Penguji berikutnya Prof. Sri Wuli Fitriati, PhD, dipersilakan.
Baik, baik, terima kasih Prof. Januari Mujianto atas waktunya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Rifqi. Congratulations Pak Rifqi. Finally you are there, in that favorite chair. Selamat ya Pak ya.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I also would like to congratulate you because some part of your dissertation research have been published in IJAL, Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistics, Q2. That's a great job.
Yes.
Congratulations, Pak Rifqi. That's very hard work, of course.
Thank you.
And also you have published 2 other conference papers in EZ, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Pak Rifqi, this is a very good product of your dissertation. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is a guidebook. You give the title here, From Reading to Creative Writing, a guidebook on the implementation of imaginative recreation techniques through blended learning in literature class.
Yes.
So Pak Rifqi, what are you going to do with this guidebook?
Yeah, through this guidebook, the teacher that is planned to use the imaginative recreation to their class can get the introduction to the simple applications of the imaginative recreation.
Okay, so how are you going to promote that this book have benefits for English language lecturers, especially those who are teaching literature class? So what English literature lecturer will obtain the benefits from this book?
Well, I think there are several benefits. Benefits the teacher can get by using or by applying this, because the main objective of the course is, for example, for reading, and during reading, and then we also encourage students to do the analysis, and this is I think a good thing for the student for creative thinking, and also for this to develop their skills, to develop their skills, whether it is in speaking, but because through presenting their idea, they also learn to speak. They also learn to speak, to interact with the students, to their peer students, to their teachers, on to do the monologue in front of their teacher and their friends during the class presentation. And finally, they can also enhance or get a kind of a skill related to writing,
right?
For creative writing.
Right. you also provided here some samples of lesson plans, Pak Rifqi.
Yes.
This is very comprehensive guidebook, I think, and also you provided assessment,
The
how to
assessment,
assess, yeah,
using
the creative writing produced by students. Okay, I really appreciate this. So hopefully, you have unique selling point from this guidebook, Pak Rifqi.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Bu.
By the way, we know that imaginative regression techniques have been applied in many classes. Yeah. Sorry. However, in your research, in what ways that imaginative regression techniques different from other previous studies, Pak Rifqi?
Well, during the search of the sources of the journal article, books, and proceedings, got from by using the applications of Paris Publish or Paris, and I think I also recommend this application for other researchers to use this. And excuse me, I lost.
Okay, perhaps I should rephrase my question. Yeah. The new things, the technique applied in your research, what make it different from other previous research, which also use this technique, imaginative regression technique? Are there any differences?
Okay, thank you. Okay, it reminds me of the question. Well, the previous research, the previous research or previous studies, basically, the majority of the studies, stop only reach the reader response. How the reader respond a certain literary work. Without continuing to create, to produce the literary text. In my research, I did. We encourage the students to produce the literary text, so not only to respond with the opinion or the idea about what happened. Do you agree, or did this literary text give or affect your opinion, and so on and so on. But most of the previous research stop on this. And we continue using the reader response and the extension or the development of the reader response developed by Leslie, Leslie, that is imaginative recreation. I think this is what makes my research different with other research.
That's good. Yes, thanks, Pak Rifqi. And of course, teaching techniques also have some limitations or weaknesses. Yeah, Pak Rifqi, can you please explain that based on the findings of your research, the disadvantage of this technique in your case?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Uli. And I think this is a very general case that the teacher face, and usually we tend to avoid this kind of task. That is the giving feedbacks to the students. Writing is very demanding.
Right.
Yeah, writing is very demanding, and we have to be ready to help students anytime. Yeah, so the question is whether we have time or not, or we are committed to our task or not.
Yes,
And
I agree with you.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking about how you give feedback. In terms of reading all the 45 texts produced by the students. Of course, we have the scoring rubrics, but I'm wondering how you can assess the text one by one. or you just make it, what is it, representative? Just take 1 or 2 samples from the whole class?
The teacher helped me, because we
okay.
conducted this
Collaboratively.
collaboratively,
I see.
and
Okay.
some parts of the students I gave the feedback. I gave feedback to some half of the students, and Ibu Rini
I
gave
see.
feedback to other students, and we collaborate this. And every time we meet in group, in the WhatsApp group, to give or to comment on the students' works in general,
Yes.
in the classroom, in the WhatsApp classroom,
Right.
and also the Google Classroom. And we also give the private comments. So probably this can embarrass students, and they can be discouraging for them. We prefer to use the private line. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's great explanation. Congratulations once again, Pak Rifqi. I'm looking forward to the production of this guidebook. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
certainly.
Terima kasih, Prof. Yan, atas
Terima kasih,
waktunya.
Prof. Uli. Next examiner, Prof. Rudi Hartono, dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Prof. Yan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang saya hormati Bapak Rektor, Bapak Direktur, dan semua tim penguji, juga hadirin sekalian yang hadir pada kesempatan pagi ini. Congratulations on your final work, and you are now really finally in your hot seat. Don't worry, be happy.
Thank you,
If you cannot answer the
this is very hot.
you can ask your close neighbor. Okay, Pak Rifqi. Maybe it is not just questions, but maybe clarification, even suggestion for your betterment, because you should revise some parts of your draft. For example, in your discussion parts, you almost didn't use expert arguments. Please use theoretical basis or some opinions, and then connect. You should connect to your arguments in discussion part. And some sub themes or subtitle exactly needs numbering, in order to make it clear. And the third one, it's better for you to explain the imaginative recreation technique, because your guidebook is more complete than your draft, because in your draft you didn't explain a complete steps of teaching. And then number 4, of course, you should also explain the theoretical framework. You just put the diagram or picture or figure of the theoretical framework, but please explain it in details, and then you connect each concept into integrated cycle. And I don't know whether it is a questions or not, but I want to know about your plan, the next plan. Pak Rifqi, what will you do next after this examination, after this research?
Excuse me, Prof. Rudi, I missed the first question.
It is very easy question. What will you do next after this exams?
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Rudi. Well, I admit that there are some mistakes I did in my dissertation draft. like probably like also here like I miss some numbering, yeah, some numbering because yeah from the feedbacks of the previous examination so that I have that I have to move the parts of this probably is in the process of moving the each part of the discussion. I miss, and I'm really sorry for this. That this is the opinion or the suggestions of Prof. Yan before, because the at the first phase of my dissertation, I separate. Yeah, I separate the discussion, the findings. Yeah, the finding first. Yeah, I collect the finding first. Yeah, so it is hard, according to Prof. Yan, in the previous examination, it is very hard to read, and I move the parts, some parts of this, and I admit that in the process of moving this, probably I missed the number.
Yeah. It's okay, no problem, Pak Rifqi. You're not necessary to comment on. But my questions, what will you do next after this exam?
Okay, thank you.
I mean your plan,
Yeah,
your next
my
plan.
my short-term plan is to formulate this research or my research finding to the research scheme provided by the government that is called the Kedairika. Yeah, Kedairika, because I think it is good. It is a beneficial or a good approach that we can use to encourage students, encourage the children or other, to encourage students or to the young generation to start learning, to start reading the classic words, because I think it is not only used in the English learning, but also can be used in other language learning, such as Indonesian language. Today's trend, the young generation tend to forget the classic work, and they only read the popular text. And I think by using this approach, we can encourage them to write some parts based on the classic works, and in my opinion, this activity can improve their interest to learn or to read the classic work.
Okay, good. Because in my mind, your findings, research finding, can be a good policy for your own institution, even for the government, to regulate new technique of teaching, method of teaching, because you try to combine, what we call that imaginative recreation technique, using blended learning. This is the new one. You have tried to implement blended learning. So it's better for you to formulate in the form of model of teaching or teaching writing. It is not just recommendation. Please make a set of what we call that model or design, because your finding can be a new design, and it can be beneficial for all English lecturers or teachers in Indonesia, because for PhD student, it's better to formulate and then to create a good design or new design for teaching. And it is possible for you to create this, but of course you should design at least a diagram. There is no a diagram, a clear diagram as your new product. Yeah, this is what we want. Yeah. Okay, Pak Rifqi. Beside your plan, yeah, of course, maybe you should try to a new contribution. Yeah, what is the next or new contribution for your campus? You said your new concept.
Yeah, after conducting this research, yeah, my colleague, yeah, the teacher there in the university has already continued this effort by implementing this IR or imaginative recreation, and I think this is a very productive approach, because based on from a certain literary work, yeah, they can create other literary works such as drama, and it is proven by my colleagues there. Yeah, that probably this is a very simple and small effort that I can do in the short term target. And the other thing that I can do is promoting, yeah,
okay,
promoting this through seminar to seminar, and then through the journal article. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Thank you. Terima kasih,
Terima kasih, Prof. Rudi Hartono. Next examiner is me, as your promoter. Okay, Saudara Muhammad Rifqi.
Yes.
Okay, ibaratnya lari maraton, lari maraton. Anda sudah nearly achieving your destination, right?
Yes, sir.
Nah, kalau lomba maraton biasanya mendekati garis finish itu mempercepat larinya. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Did you speed up before the examination or not?
Sorry?
Did you speed up your marathon?
Yes.
When approaching the finish? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oke, ya, biasanya di TV itu kalau lomba lari itu menjelang garis finish itu you speed up, ya, speed up your run, and kalau tidak hati-hati jatuh. Ya. Oke, ya, oke, ya, Anda tidak jatuh tentu saja, ya. But then because of that, you still made a number of errors, ya. Errors, grammatical errors, stylistic errors, and so on, right? Yeah. So later on, could you please check them again, yeah, to make the dissertation much better. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Now my question is then about your motto, right? Yeah. Is there any relations between your motto and the contents of your dissertation? If yes, what is it?
I think yes. Yeah. Well, based on the guidebook, based on the guidebook, what should I write in the motto here should be related to my study.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, so literary works in EFL teaching or learning can bring learners to a world where the language is used. And I think this is something that we have already conducted. When we teach the students, we give them experience to the world in the literary work. We give them the language activities through the dialogue in the literary work, through the narrations in the literary works, and so on. Through this, they experience all of this. Yeah, they experience how the how people in a certain society live, what culture live in Europe, in France during 1700 probably, and this is the way we give the students, we interact the students with the with the literary work. Sorry, I think this is the relation, Prof.
Okay. Because here among us, yeah, there are some staffs from your campus, right?
Yes.
My question is, what is the contribution of your study, yeah, for your campus?
Okay, thank you, Prof. The contributions I introduce the new ways and new technique that teacher can implement, that teacher can practice in their classroom. So I think this is the various the modifications of the techniques can improve the interest of learning, and then also to motivate students in learning English.
Okay, could you please say in some words, 2 or 3 words about the conclusion of your study?
The conclusion, my study is the findings of my studies are beneficial for teachers to conduct in the classroom, to implement in the classroom, to improve the students' skills, language skills, whether perceptive and productive.
Okay, in your small book, in your module, yeah,
yes,
you entitled it From Reading to Creative Writing. Yeah.
Yes.
Why
So,
didn't you say from creative reading to creative writing? Is there any creative reading in your literature?
No.
No, right? Is that the reason for you not to say creative reading?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what is your justification?
Yeah, I think, well, what we did, what we usually did in the past time is that the course like this is only have target to do the reading comprehension. This is like a reading comprehension, and very small portions of the analysis.
Okay. Could you please repeat the novelty of your study?
Well, the novelty of the study is that the imaginative recreation through blended learning, the implementations of imaginative recreation techniques in the through blended learning. I mean, probably this is something that is different from other research, that the previous research only not based on the blended learning, but in my research I conducted it through blended learning.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Thank you very much. Terima kasih, Prof. Ida.
Thank you very much, sir.
Terima kasih para penguji. Saya lanjutkan sebagai ketua penguji. Ya.
Ketua penguji menunda ujian untuk memberikan waktu kepada para penguji melaksanakan rapat yudisium.
Ya, untuk memberikan waktu kepada tim penguji menentukan hasil ujian. Dengan ini ujian promosi doktor atas nama Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd dinyatakan ditunda.
Ketua penguji dan tim penguji meninggalkan ruang ujian. Hadirin dimohon berdiri. Hadirin dipersilakan duduk kembali. Ujian promosi doktor pendidikan dilanjutkan kembali. Ketua penguji dan tim penguji memasuki ruang ujian. Hadirin dimohon berdiri. Hadirin dipersilakan duduk kembali. Ketua penguji membuka kembali ujian promosi doktor pendidikan.
Ujian promosi doktor pendidikan atas nama Saudara Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd dinyatakan dibuka kembali. Sudah siap menerima hasilnya?
Ya.
Sudah ya? Berita acara ujian disertasi. Pada hari ini Selasa 30 bulan Mei tahun 2023 di Pasca Sarjana Universitas Negeri Semarang telah diselenggarakan ujian disertasi atas nama Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd pada program studi Ilmu Pendidikan Bahasa Pasca Sarjana UNES dengan disertasi yang berjudul The Application of Imaginative Recreation Technique through Blended Learning to Motivate Students to Write Creative Responses to Short Stories in the English Prose Appreciation Course. Setelah dilaksanakan ujian dan dilaksanakan rapat penguji, keputusan tim penguji menyatakan bahwa Muhammad Rifqi SS M.Pd dinyatakan lulus sebagai doktor pendidikan. Doktor Muhammad Rifqi SS adalah doktor ke 812 lulusan UNES atau doktor ke 165 lulusan program studi Ilmu Pendidikan Bahasa Pasca Sarjana UNES. Dengan masa studi 5 tahun 8 bulan, yaitu mulai 1 September 2017 sampai dengan 20 Mei 2023. Karya ilmiah disertasi diberi penghargaan dengan nilai A, indeks prestasi kumulatif 3,72. Hasil akhir ujian promosi doktor pendidikan dengan predikat kelulusan sangat memuaskan. Atas nama Ketua Penguji Profesor Dr. Fatur Rahman M.Pd. Ya, terima kasih.
Ketua penguji didampingi koordinator program studi menyerahkan tanda kelulusan secara simbolik. Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS disilakan untuk menempatkan diri. Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS dan para penguji dimohon menempatkan diri untuk foto bersama.
Di sini Pak Rifqi.
Sini.
Oh, iya.
Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS disilakan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Terima kasih sekali, Prof.
Ketua penguji mempersilahkan promotor untuk menyampaikan kesan dan pesan.
Ya, Prof Yan sendiri.
Tutup.
Oke, ikut dulu. Ya.
Tutup dulu baru nanti. Ya. Dengan mengucap syukur. Belum. Ini kan sudah.
Prof Yan, kesan dan pesan.
Pesan-pesan.
Oh, pesan-pesan dulu.
Kesan-pesan terlebih dahulu.
Oke, ya. Pesannya pendek saja karena saya sudah mengenal Pak Rifqi ini lama. Ya. Jadi congratulations untuk Pak Rifqi. Selamat ya atas capaian ini. Ya, mudah-mudahan dengan capaian ini Udinus bertambah 1 tenaga pakar. Ya, ini sudah pakar sehingga Udinus menjadi institusi yang semakin lama semakin kuat. Saya kira pesan saya dari itu saja, selebihnya nanti di rumah. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Prof Yan.
Ya. Dengan mengucapkan syukur alhamdulillah dan dengan seizin Bapak Ibu serta hadirin semuanya, dengan ini saya nyatakan ujian promosi doktor pendidikan atas nama Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS secara resmi saya nyatakan ditutup. Tetapi sebelum ditutup saya hendak menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu pimpinan Universitas Dianuswantoro. Yang pertama tentu kepada Pak Rifqi. Yang pertama saya sampaikan kepada Bapak Profesor Doktor Insinyur Edi Nur Sasongko M.Com. Ada ya? Ya. Yang kedua pada Bapak Wakil Rektor 1 Profesor Doktor Supriyadi Rustad MSI, ya sudah jauh di sana. Ya. 3 Wakil Rektor 2 Doktor Guru Fajar Sidik Eskom MCS, ada ya. Doktor Wakil Rektor 3 Bapak Doktor Kusni Ingsih MM, ya. Bapak Wakil Rektor 4 ya, Bapak Doktor Pulung Nurtantio Andono ST MKong, ada ya. Bapak Dekan Fakultas Ilmu Budaya, Bapak Dr. Raden Arif Nugroho MPum, ya ada. Sekretaris Dekan Fakultas Ilmu Budaya, Bapak Dr. Andes Sri Mulatsih M.Pd, ada. Bapak Ketua Program Studi Bahasa Inggris, Bapak Dr. Sunardi SS M.Pd, ada ya. Tadi sebelum ya, sekarang setelah. setelah ya. Oke, saya ulangi lagi dengan mengucapkan syukur alhamdulillah dengan seizin Bapak Ibu serta hadirin sekalian, ujian promosi doktor pendidikan atas nama Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS secara resmi saya nyatakan ditutup.
Upacara selesai, Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS beserta keluarga dimohon untuk menempatkan diri untuk menerima ucapan selamat.
Nah, bawah aja.
Pemberian ucapan selamat, hadirin dimohon berdiri. Ucapan selamat diawali oleh sekretaris dan anggota tim penguji. Dilanjutkan oleh tamu undangan. Baik Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, demikian tadi ujian promosi doktor pendidikan Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Negeri Semarang atas nama Dr. Muhammad Rifqi SS. Terima kasih atas kehadiran Bapak dan Ibu. Mohon maaf jika ada yang kurang berkenan selama kegiatan ini berlangsung. Akhir kata, billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum